So we are going to get started today seated. So go ahead and make your way over to your mat. I've got some crystals here in front of me just for the extra energy. And feel free to grab any blankets or anything you'd like for props. And then move the fleshy part of the butt off to the side and let's just settle into this space. So let your outer eyes start to close down as you start to settle into this space. So just find a little bit of movement here, just so you can find the space where your body feels that ease. So kind of shift your torso side to side, maybe forward and backward. So you can find that space where your body feels really good in the seated position. And then let's switch our cross so the non-dominant leg is in front. And just get into the rhythm of our breath as we start to feel those shoulders drift down and back, just creating that space in the heart and the chest. And now feel the seat bones plant into the earth beneath you. Now feel the earth's energy beneath you who is supporting you here on earth. Feel the earth's support right here, right now. Because today, even though we couldn't see it because of the clouds, was one of the times in the last 800 years where Saturn and Jupiter align. And they create what we're calling the Christmas star, that North Star. So it was supposed to be spectacular. So hopefully we can catch some pictures of this. So in honor of that Christmas star, in honor of the winter solstice, this is a great day to just start to vision and work on what you're going to be manifesting for going forward, for 2021, for what is to come. So as you settle into the space and you feel yourself rooting in, imagine those roots going all the way down to the core of the earth so that you are tethered and attached and connected. So now feel that surge of energy from the earth beneath you as it travels up in through your seat bones, traveling up the tailbone and the spine as the spine begins to sit up even taller, gently lifting the base of the skull as the shoulders soften. So now settle into this space and just open your mind to what you need to receive, what wisdom you need to receive for your vision, for what is to come in the next year. Thinking about your home life, your work life, thinking about your travel, thinking about your health, thinking about relationships, thinking about like your spiritual health, your mental health. And just notice if there's things that you want to let go of from this year or previous years that does not serve you. Because they are coming up for a reason to be released. And after you have reflected on what you want to release and let go of for this year, let's start to create what we want to move into for the year to come. Just start to envision what you wish to manifest this year. The abundance, the deep, meaningful relationships, satisfying work, where you feel your purpose, you feel alive. Just start to call forth everything that you are moving towards. And as you feel yourself just lifting, sitting even taller with love, feel the crown of your head opening up for the answers from above you and below you, receiving all you need to receive. just let the rhythm of breath carry you as you bring this to mind. Just take the next few breaths here to just breathe that in. And that can even be your focus for class today. Just to kind of let your mind run with the ideas as your body moves in harmony with your breath. And just to tie it all together, I'd like to leave you with a quote from Gail Sheely. If we don't change, we don't grow. If we don't grow, we are not really living. Growth demands a temporary surrender of security. It may even seem as if we are giving up familiar but limiting patterns, safe but unrewarding work, values no longer believed in, relationships that have lost their meaning. As Dostoevsky once said, taking a new step, uttering a new word, is what people fear most. The real fear should be the opposite, of course. So we practice learning, unlearning, and then relearning. And we keep practicing just like we are on the mat here today. And now just see if you can slow your breath down just even a little bit, make it a little bit slower and a little bit deeper. As you begin to breathe in, inviting in this moment. I apologize, the dogs may start barking because AC just got here. So I'm going to pause the music for a moment, just breathe. And now, as we begin to just slowly exhale, let your gaze begin to soften down towards your heart. And just begin to invite in your heart's intention as you feel that heart expanding even more. So now let's create a smiley face on that heart. So even if you don't have an intention today, or if it's just a word, just being love or being peace, that can be your intention. Seal it in with that smiley face on the heart. Let the back of the neck go. Let go of anything you're holding onto in the neck. And now begin to still the head. Let's slowly begin to stack the head over the heart as inhale, rise up, toward the legs. And now let's bring our fingertips outside of the hips. And now let's inhale, rise up, look up with the gaze, looking up towards the hands overhead. And then exhale, soften the hands down. Lower the gaze down. So looking up towards that earth energy above you. As you inhale, rising up, and then exhale, looking down to the core of the earth beneath you. So just continue to float here. Let the gaze follow the hands as they float up and then float down. And it just got very chaotic here. I'm just continuing to breathe with you guys. And let's do that one more time where we inhale, rise up with the gaze and the arms, and then exhale, soften with the arms and the gaze. And now let's rise up with the gaze, and let's bring our hands in front of us and just fold forward. Surrender anything else that we're holding on to. So just let it go here. As we practice letting go here on the mat so we can do it in our everyday life. And now just maybe shake out that head a little bit. Shake it out, yes. Shake it out, no. Let go of whatever you're holding on to. Now as we begin to inhale, slowly still the head and inhale, walk your hands back up and walk them behind you, and let's slowly inhale, rise up with the gaze. Look up to the sky, reach the heart forward into the sky. And then exhale, soften the gaze. And now let's inhale up with those arms, rise up, and now revolve. Slowly let the hands float down, look to one side, it doesn't matter which. Just pause and breathe here as you bring out those inner organs, continuing to surrender and let go here. Letting go of the things that are deep inside, bringing them out. And now let's soften that rear hand forward. So leave the front hand on that front knee or thigh. Bring the other hand and cross at the elbows, reaching for the outer thigh. Let the gaze float down. So feel the space between the shoulder blades now. Continuing to let go. And we're going to act as if we're taking off our shirt. We're keeping our shirts on, but it's as if we're letting go of our old ways of being to embrace the new. So let's slowly act as if we're taking off that shirt as those arms float up. And then slowly let the hands float back down. And then we'll take that inhale again up to the sky and then revolve. Look the other way, drop the hands down. And then feel the lift through the spine. Feel the heart reaching to the side wall as you bring out those inner organs. And use that breath to continue to help you let go even more. We're going to keep that front hand exactly as it is and just release that rear hand, crossing the arms at the elbows and reaching for the outer thigh or knee, and then soften the gaze down one more time. Let go even more, surrender. Even when we think we have nothing left to surrender, there's more. There's another layer that we reveal. So let go of that need to be perfect. Let go of whatever it is for you. And let's take off that old way of being by acting as if we're taking off that shirt. Inhale, rise up, and let the hands float down. Breathing in the newness. As you breathe in, lift the heart towards the sky. Feel the shoulder blades draw together, putting on the new way of being as it moves through the heart center. And now let's slowly soften the gaze back forward. We're going to slowly lengthen out our legs one at a time. If you'd like, you can bounce those knees a little bit and then find the length through the legs, flexing through the feet, and draw the palms alongside the hips. Let's find our staff pose. So we'll sit up tall here. Feel yourself sitting tall with love. Keep that breath moving. And now we're going to walk our hands behind us and we're going to move into our reverse plank. So walk your hands behind you. So here you can bend the knees or you can keep it with the legs extended and just lift the hips up to the sky with the hands underneath the shoulders behind you. So feel free, if that's too intense, come to bent knees with the reverse table position. So there's always options for us, no matter where we are in our journey. Just a matter of looking at through a new frame and a new lens, seeing the possibility. So now as we exhale, begin to soften the hips back down, and let's cross the feet at the ankles and press ourselves forward into our table position. So feel free to grab any blanket or support under those knees. Let's spread out those hands, under our shoulders, knees under our hips. Point those toes back in space. And let's just flow through that spine a few times. Let's go through that cat and cow breath. So breathe in, soften the belly. Feel the space in the front body, and then exhale. Feel the space in the back body as you move into your cat and rounding up to the sky. So just flow as you inhale, dropping the belly, and then exhale, lifting high. And just do that one more time. And then we're going to sink our hips back into child's pose. So let's come to a neutral back. We're going to flex the feet and then sink the hips back.
So let's breathe in a few breaths here through the soles of our feet as we feel those toes spreading wide. Feel those fingers as well spreading wide as we're planting in the seeds of the truth beneath us. So just gently rock your forehead side to side as you plant in the seeds of love, of peace, of light, of hope, and of joy. So feel them being planted into the deepest part of your mind as your head gently rocks, letting go of anything that is yours that is not aligned. And now begin to still the head, begin to relax the feet, let the hips sink back maybe a little further. And then we're going to do our flow from our child's pose into our extended arm cobra. So when you're ready, you can inhale, shift your weight forward, let the hips soften forward, gaze comes forward, heart opens, and then exhale, sink the hips back. Child's pose. So just flow between the two as you create even more space in the front body and then the back body. And we'll just do that one more time, floating from child's pose back into our extended arm cobra. And then we'll all meet back in our child's pose. And then let's take our inhale, come into our table position. And let's pause here for this moment. Of course, we get these extra kisses. So now let's slowly find our table here. So we're preparing the table for what is to come this next year, for this holiday season even. Let's prepare our table. So as we're breathing in, let's start to hover the right hand, left knee. So breathe in what you want to bring to your Christmas table this year, your holiday traditions this year. And now we're going to feel that expansion inside of our bodies. We lengthen out the arm and the leg, forward and back in space. So extend that throughout your entire being, all the things that you are going to bring to your family, to your loved ones this holiday season. And just keep that breath. And then as you exhale, soften the right hand, soften the left knee. And let's pause here as we breathe. So now we're going to go to the other side. So recognize what else you need to bring and you want to be this holiday season. Let's hover the left hand, right knee. Pause, breathe, feel the navel reach to the core or to the spine. And now let's exhale, send the heel back, send the fingertips forward. Expand what you are going to be this year throughout your entire being because it's already within you. As we remember what the Hopi elders said, that we are the ones that we've always been waiting for. So we just need to be who we were created to be. So now let's soften down the hand and knee. And now let's flex the feet. And here you can either go to puppy dog or move into downward dog. So walk your hands forward if you're moving to downward dog and just start to pedal out those legs. Start to march them out. So thinking about all of those things that you were imagining for your holiday table, just feel them moving throughout your being as you're pedaling out those legs, shaking out the head, feeling the link in the spine, wherever you are. And now we're going to begin to create some space in the sacrum. So if you're in your puppy dog pose, maybe come into like a forward fold type of position so you don't have any pressure on the shoulders if that's where you need to be. And then if you're in downward dog, let's widen the feet to that distance apart and just gently rock your hips side to side. So just sway your hips from the right to the left as if you're wagging your tail. Just like the many dogs that you might have seen running around here. Or maybe the holiday armadillo that you see on the floor in front of me. And now begin to still those hips. Let's walk the feet back in. And now let's inhale, rise up with that right heel high to the sky. Let's just soften that knee just a little bit and start to circle that ankle. This week, in honor of the holiday, we're just going to practice some more of our Christmas theme poses. So reverse that ankle if you're circling it. And then let's slowly re-lengthen out the leg, turn the toes down to the earth, and then set that right foot down. And then we're going to link up with that left leg, bend at the knee. So, I forgot to say, if you're go to your puppy dog, you can do this as well, just lifting up the leg. And circle that ankle, release. And then reverse your circle. And now we'll extend that leg back to the sky, turn the toes back to the earth, drop the foot down. And then we're gonna go back to that right leg, lift it high, and then we're gonna step that right foot between the hands. So shift the weight forward, step that foot between the hands. And then if you have blocks, go ahead and grab your blocks, framing your foot. Let's pause here. And now let's slowly begin to maybe come on up so you can stay here with your hands on the earth, or if you wish to join me, just check to make sure the knee is right over that ankle first. You can come up to your fingertips and perhaps even higher up. Maybe you stop there at your thigh or up to the sky. So receive what you need to from the earth above you, from the infinite sky above you, reminding you of the vastness within you. So now as we exhale, let's soften the hands down. Let's slowly pivot our feet. So if you're using your blocks, walk them with you, pivot both feet into that straddle position. And let's just pause here, just shift your hips a little side to side. And then we're gonna go to that other side. So just shift your hips a little bit. Start to bring even more space in that sacrum area. And now we're gonna walk our hands towards the rear foot. So slowly walk your hands back as you flip both feet. Bring your blocks if you need them. Making sure your feet are aligned with those hips. Stack that front knee right over that ankle. And then you choose. You can stay here with your fingers on the earth, your palms on the earth. Or maybe you wish to come on up, maybe up to that thigh. And maybe up even higher. Your hands can stay there or on the thigh, but maybe you can bring that gaze up. Receive that wisdom from above. Feel that strength within you. Feel that power. Recognizing what is within you is greater than anything outside of you. We remember that even in this busyness. We slow down and we breathe. And we soften, let go, bring our hands back to the earth. Let's come back to our straddle position. Slowly flip the feet, turn back to your straddle position. And now just start to walk your hands over to the right leg or the left. Just breathe here. Just find even more length through the back of the legs. And then inhale, come to the other side. Slowly walk your way over. So let's just do that one more time each side. Walk your hands towards the foot. And then the other. And then let's all come back to the center. And let's come up to our fingertips. So slowly inhale, engage the core, feel the navel reach to the spine. You can either draw your hands back to your hips or reach your arms out to the letter T. Inhale, rise up. Let's become that star. Reach those arms up to the Y, to the letter Y, towards the heavens. And just receive what you need to receive here. And now let's exhale, soften those hands down. We're gonna slowly flex that right foot and turn it forward. And then start to bend through that knee. Come into your warrior two, and then align your position. Shoulders right over those hips. You can take your fingers and trace it down. Step that front knee over the ankle. Become that warrior that you are. And now inhale, rise up, reverse triangle, reach high to the sky, lengthen out both legs. As we look back, we remember, look back and down as we remember that the past and what has happened before us does not define us. It has made us into who we are and allowed us to become who we are becoming. So now we look back up to the sky as we remember, as we always are moving forward. So we look up to remember and have that hope. And now let's draw our arms out to the letter T. Let's move into triangle. Reach out from the hip, reach, 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 and then find your support, find your balance there. Become that triangle. Now let's take a moment to wrap that top arm, bend at the elbow, bring the back palm down to the low back side body. Open that shoulder maybe just a little further back. As those low ribs, as they start to send forward, as that heart begins to peel towards the sky. Keep that beautiful breath. And now let's unwind that rear arm, return it back to the sky if you can. And then inhale, rise up, engage the core. Inhale, rise up, warrior two again. And we're gonna exit a little differently than we came. So we're gonna slowly cartwheel down with those arms, framing that front leg. Feel free to use your blocks or not. And now lengthen out that front leg, send the head towards the shin, towards the knee, wherever it goes. Now inhale, rebend that front knee. We're gonna slowly walk our hands inside of that right foot and pivot that right foot, coming back to our straddle position. So now let's do our lateral side lunge each side. So walk your hands to one side as you sit your hips back and down, over, back and down. And then inhale to the center, sink over to the other side, keep the one leg extended. Breathe through those inner thighs as you're moving side to side. And just finish up whatever side you're on, making sure you got to both sides. And then we're gonna come back to the center, both feet are parallel to the short edge of the mat. Let's come up to our fingertips, inhale, active back extension, navel reaching to the spine. You choose, you can draw your fingertips back to the hips or reach them out to the letter T. And now inhale, reach those hands up to the heavens in the shape of the Y. Become the star. Imagine you're shining brightly. You are that light for others when they have gotten lost in the dark. So remember, we need your light to shine. And now slowly soften those arms down to the letter T. And now flex that left foot. Turn those left foot toes towards the rear edge of the mat. And now stack the knee over that ankle, finding your warrior two. And remember, shoulders or arms can always relax down at any point. Feel that rear outer edge of the foot plant in as that inner arch lifts. Breathing your power and strength here. And now slowly drop that rear hand down, reverse triangle, reach high to the sky. As we look up, we know that we remember what's within us. And it's okay to look down and back, so slowly let the gaze fall down and back. So we look back at who we were and who we've become through the experiences in our life. But we know those don't define us, and we look back up to the sky and we remember the hope within us. And sometimes we need to borrow someone else's hope, and that's okay too. So keep shining. As you slowly exhale, soften, rebend that front knee, warrior two, as we prepare to move into our triangle pose. So now inhale, lengthen out that front leg, reach out from your hip, find your support, and then draw that rear hand up to the sky, or down and back. So you can stay here, bend at that elbow. Draw the palm down, back palm to the low back, side body. Feel that shoulder drifting back in space. As the hips align, the shoulders align, and that heart reaches forward. One more breath here. And then inhale, rise up with that rear arm, pause. And now inhale, rise up into warrior two. And now let's cartwheel down with those arms, frame that front foot. Now inhale, lengthen out that front leg to whatever degree is for you. Feel even more expansion being created through the legs. And now inhale, rebend that front knee. Walk both hands into the inner edge of that left foot, and now pivot that left foot back to our straddle position. I am here for the dogs, and only the dogs apparently today. So now let's breathe here as we let the head soften down towards the earth. And we're gonna find our star pose one last time, but for right now, we just let go. Maybe reach for the feet, maybe reach back in space. You choose where you reach. Maybe you even reach forward. Just finding a little more length through the spine. Just find what works for you here. Just another breath. And now begin to drop your hands back under the heart. Inhale, come back up to your active back extension. Fingertips on the earth, navel reaching to the spine. Keep the gaze looking down to the earth, and then you choose, reach your hands back to the hips or out to the T. Let's become that star again. Reach high to the letter Y. And now let's bring the heels in. So just draw those heels in. And let's start to create a big circle. So with both arms, just create a big circle all the way around as you squat down, as you get down towards the earth. Just remembering that we always go around and that we go on forever. One more time. As we cannot be contained in a box, we are like a circle. We go on. Reverse that circle. And one more time all the way around. And then come back to the sky. Drop the hands down. Let's slowly pivot that front foot forward. And now pivot that rear foot and then step forward into your mountain stance at the front of your mat. And then we'll inhale, rise up. Hands come together, look up. And now upward hand salute, draw the pinkies together, mini back bend here. Really feel the heart and front body open. And now exhale, soften, bring your hands to your heart, fold forward, all the way down to your forward fold, hang out here. Let your head shake out a little bit more. Just find that breath, let go even more. Feel the toes just spread out here. And now let's find our active back extension again. Inhale, rise up, plug the fingertips in, L shape with the body, just like our staff pose. And now exhale, soften, forward fold, bend the knees, soften down. And now let's go back to that right leg. Let's step that right leg back in space into our low lunge. And now soften down that rear knee. And just pause here for this moment, right here. Just let the rear foot relax. And now we're gonna walk that right hand to the insole of the left foot. We're gonna start to peel that left knee open. So bring the left hand on that top thigh or knee and just start to peel that knee open as you come to the outer edge of your foot. Oh, gotta love it with the doggies. So breathe here, let that right hip flexor soften towards the earth. Just feel yourself let go. Penny's got to be in control. She's a big dog. So breathe here, just a couple more, opening up. And now let's slowly come back, draw the left knee back in, lower the hands back down. And now let's lift up that rear knee and inhale, lengthen out the front leg into your pyramid pose. So we're going to slowly begin to shift that weight back forward and walk our hands forward. We're going to come up into our needle pose from here. So we're going to press off through that right leg and then reach that right leg up to the sky. So it's like you're doing a standing split. So feel that space here. And one other option here is to bend that knee, and maybe you wish to reach back with that left hand, keeping the right hand underneath that shoulder, the right shoulder. You can do that here or just stay in your needle pose. Feel the stabilizer muscles working in that left leg. So if you're holding that right foot, let it go. Slowly rebend that left leg, soften that right foot down. And let's inhale up to our active back extension. Pause and then come on up. From here, you can either bring your hands to your hips or out to the T. Inhale, rise up. Hands come to the heart or to the sky, and then down to the heart. As we begin to find our Christmas tree, so start to turn open that right leg. Start to find your tree pose. And we're going to be our Christmas tree today. So now extend those branches, making that tree even fuller. Putting all of those family memories on the tree. Start to draw those arms up to the sky. Maybe you can look up towards where that angel or star would be on top of the tree. And keep your breath touch down whenever you need to. And now let's slowly open or turn that knee back forward, and we're going to step behind that left foot. So it's kind of like we're on a balance beam, but the right foot's turned out just slightly. So then we're going to bring our left hand to our hip and just reach that right arm up to the sky. So just feel that right hip opening, expanding as you support that left hip. And then drop down that right arm and step back forward, back to our mountain stance. And then we'll inhale, rise up, upward hand salute again. Draw the pinkies together, reach the fingers back in space, belly drifts forward, maybe just a little, maybe back bend. And then exhale, soften the gaze, soften the hands to the heart, fold forward all the way down to the earth, forward fold, soften down. So if you're using those blocks, you can bring them back in. We're going to step that left foot back now. We'll draw that left foot back. Wiggle those toes back there. Pause here for a moment to find your stability, find your balance. And just like we did on the other side, we're going to start to draw that left hand to the inner edge of that right foot. Start to peel that right knee open as you come to the outer edge of the right foot. I forgot to lower down that rear knee. So let's pause there, lower down that rear knee. Bring that right knee in first, and then peel that knee open. Well, that feels more like the other side. And just breathe here. Got a little caught up with all the dogs. Not bad. So breathe here as you open up through that left hip flexor, feeling that right hip open as well. One more breath here, and then we're going to start to draw that right knee back in. So slowly inhale, draw that right knee back in. Let's slowly now lift that rear knee and move back to our pyramid pose. Extend the front leg, fold forward. Can you feel that left hip drawing forward in space? So So now let's slowly soften. Rebend that front knee. We're gonna walk our hands forward, preparing to move into needle pose. So press off through the left toes, coming into your balance of that needle pose, drawing the left foot up to the sky. So as you're doing the standing splits, just pausing and breathing here. And if you'd like to do what you did on the other side, make sure that the left hand's underneath the left shoulder, and then reach the right hand back for the foot if you wish to. You do not need to go here if you don't want to. Just feel the stability as that right leg stabilizes you here and keeps you balanced. So if you're holding that left foot, let it release, come back to your needle pose, and then slowly bend the right leg, soften the left foot down into your forward fold. And then we'll come up to our active back extension. Inhale, rise up, plant the fingertips into the shins. So either bring your hands back to the hips or out to the letter T, micro bend the knees, and then inhale, rise up. Hands come back down to the heart. And now let's move to our tree on the other side. So let's peel the left foot up and open. Find your tree. So imagine your Christmas tree shining bright. Now extend your arms, your branches to receive your family's ornaments. And as you continue to hold those, slowly draw the hands up, creating that star or angel on top. Maybe the hands come together or stay separate. You choose. Just imagine that star on top of your tree. That you are the light. So embody it and be the light. Be the hope. Be the joy. And now slowly soften the gaze, soften the arms, hands come back to the heart. Let's step that left foot behind the right, so it's kind of, it's a short stance, so both feet are completely grounded and the rear foot's turned out about 2 or 10 o'clock. Drop that right hand to the outside of the hip, reach the left arm up and over. Feel even more space now through that left side body. Through the hip and the ribs, just feel that expansion. Even more space being created with each breath you take. And now soften the hand down. Let's step forward back to your mountain stance, and then we'll inhale, rise up. Hands come together overhead. Melt the hands down to the heart as you slowly forward fold. Pause here. And then we're going to start to turn our toes out. So start to turn those toes out, keeping the heels under the hips. And now we're moving into our yogi squat, Malasana. So slowly sink the hips down and back. Feel free to grab your block here to sit on your block if you need that. And then you can use those elbows to press into those inner thighs. Feel even more space. Just feel that breath here. Even if your heels aren't all the way on the earth, we're all in different places. We honor. And then we're going to start to revolve. So we're going to lower that right hand down to the earth, inside of the thigh, pressing with the tricep into that thigh. Inhale up with that left arm. And now exhale, lower down with that left arm. Bring the right hand inside edge of the foot, or left hand inside edge of the right foot, left foot. Inhale up with that right arm. Keep using that tricep to press that thigh open. And now exhale, lower down. And now just walk your hands forward in space. Let the back body round. And now walk your hands back. Let's slowly inhale, rise up, turn the toes forward. Once you're there, in your forward fold. And then we're going to find balance here on the ball mounds of our feet. We're going to find our blissful toes. So slowly bend the knees, lift the heels, find your blissful toes with your thighs parallel to the earth. Let's pause here. Maybe you can walk your hands a little further back. Maybe they can come up to your thighs. Maybe they can come up to your heart. Find the stability here. Staying balanced no matter what's going on around us. Come out of it whatever you need to, no judgment. Just honor. One more breath if you've got it. Keep pressing through those palms. And now soften the hands back down. Come back to your forward fold. Breathe here, hang here. Just rock your body side to side here. Let go even more here. So we're going to come back down to our blissful toes one last time. So let's slowly bend through the knees, lift the heels, pause there. And this time we're just going to sink our hips back, come back to a seated position, and then just fall open with the knees, drawing the soles of the feet together. Let's inhale, rise up, sit up tall. Keep that beautiful breath. And now exhale, hinge forward, forward fold, just soften. And maybe this time you use those elbows to press those thighs even a little further open if that's for you. Now let's inhale, come on up. We're gonna draw those knees together, cross the feet at the ankles, come back into our table position. And then let's walk our hands forward as we come into our kneeling plank. Let's pause here. And now soften down, bend the elbows, slowly lower down. Let's find our final cobra here. So whatever cobra, maybe it's with the elbows or maybe your arms are lengthened out. Maybe it's even your upward dog pressing through the top edges of the feet. Now exhale, soften down. So now we're going to create the tree down on the earth with the earth totally holding us here. So soften the forehead down. If you want, create a pillow with your hands and rest your head there, whatever is best. And then let's draw that right knee up to the side. And we're going to just start to just open that hip, and then we'll bring the foot in a moment. But for right now, let's have the leg bent at about 90 degrees. And you choose if you want to have your gaze look away or towards the knee or even down to the earth. So now begin to breathe in the wisdom from the earth beneath you to receive the answer you were waiting for, or to give you the vision that is within you that you just are looking to firm up and see a little more clearly. And now if you are looking one direction, let's slowly flip our head. Just lift the head enough to flip the gaze. And then once you're there, maybe you wish to draw that right foot to the insole of the left thigh to create that tree here on the earth. So whatever your Christmas tree you wish it to look like on the earth, go and do that now with the arms. It could be wherever you wish it to be. Now we'll return our gaze back down to the earth. Let's soften that right foot alongside of the left. And then we'll draw that left leg up in space, bending at the knee, drawing the knee outside of the hip, starting with that 90-degree bend. And then you choose where the gaze goes. You choose where those arms go. Just surrender yourself here to the earth to receive its infinite wisdom as it supports you. And now if the gaze is looking one way, go ahead and lift your head only enough to flip the gaze. And now just like we did on the other side, draw that foot to the insole of that right inner thigh. And become that Christmas tree here down on the earth. Fully open to receive and give. And just another 2 breaths here. And now return your gaze back down to the earth. Either pillow your hands or bring your forehead down. And then lower that left leg down. And now let's reach both arms forward in space. So now we're gonna lift up that left arm and thread the right arm underneath. Let's open that left arm to the side as we draw that left knee up. So just let that left knee float up as you come to the open space, looking up to the sky. Just breathe here and try to let those shoulders anchor in and soften down. Breathe in through that hip. Just opening up to the wisdom from above you now. We receive the earth's wisdom. Now we receive the sky's wisdom from the infinite sky from above us. Where that Christmas star was shining tonight, even behind those clouds. So now slowly draw that right arm overhead. Slowly draw your body back over onto your belly. And then reach both arms again forward in space. And now lift up that right arm hip. Thread the left arm underneath it. And then peel the right arm open as that right knee pulls up to the side. As you bend that knee. So a left hand can stay extended. I meant to do this option on the other side. Or it can bend and just draw to that knee. Just feel yourself opening here to receive. Surrendering the back body down. And we notice the circular rhythm of life as we remember we are giving and receiving. That causes that circular rhythm. The rising and the falling of our breath. And now begin to reach that left arm overhead. Slowly peel that right hand back. Draw the right leg down. Return back to your belly. And then we'll pause here for just another breath as we begin to press through the hands. So bring the hands under the shoulders. Inhale, rise up. And let's draw the big toes together, widen those knees, and sink the hips back. Just pause here in your child's pose as you just breathe in the energy from our practice. And now slowly bring your hands back. Let's slowly draw our head up, bring the knees in, and just rock to one side. And then we'll walk our feet forward and bring ourselves to the center of our mat so we can roll down. So however you wish to roll down today, either legs lengthened to make it a little more challenging or legs bent, hold on or not, and then come on down. Lengthen out. Feel that beautiful stretch. And now let's create the star down on the earth. So now open the arms, open the legs to the letter Y, to the letter D. Become that star shining, being that light, being that hope. And now let's start to bend the knees, start to draw the knees in, start to draw the arms around the legs, create a ball as if you're like those ornaments on the tree. And just gently rock a little, maybe forward and back. Massage that back body. And then slowly keep the length through the back of the neck, lower the head down, keeping that length. And then just slowly begin to peel those arms open and just let the legs soften down and move into your nice, comfortable position. If you want to go through your knee circles or happy baby, feel free to do so and then relax down. So whenever you're ready, just meet me here as we just decompress and absorb the energy from our practice. As our holiday armadillo is here to remind us of the joy of Christmas. Just being carefree like a child again. So let the earth hold you and receive you so you have more to give. So just let go now, soften now, and breathe and just be here now. There's nowhere else to go, nothing else to do but relax and breathe. And just soften here as we were learning to unlearn and then relearn. As each one of you is light, is love, is peace, is joy, and hope this holiday season. So allow the Spirit's light to shine through you. Your way is clear and satisfying. Offer your body, mind, and life to the outpouring of the Spirit's radiance within you. Turn aside from paths of doubt or confusion and walk in the way of that inner light as it is revealed, one step at a time. And make your prayers for light-filled friends and family and loved ones, and stride ahead with courage and confidence. And Spirit steps carry you steadily forward with a light that can never be extinguished. And just be at peace in the light, in the love, in the hope, and in the joy this holiday season. As you settle in and rest here.
Now begin to turn your focus back to the spirit within you, to the living water within you, to that life force. As you breathe in slowly and deeply, sealing in that energy to take with you. As you begin to move the body again, starting with the far extremities. And as you're still lying here on the earth, imagine that you can see that Christmas star in the sky shining brightly, just like it did 800 years ago. Remembering the vision on your heart and what you are moving towards in 2021, what you're manifesting in all areas of your life. And when you're ready, you can keep that vision in your eye, in your mind's eye, and just slowly roll to one side of the body and pause there as you just thank the earth for the support beneath you. As you slowly begin to press through that top hand to find your way up to seated. And when you find your seated position, find the cross where it's your natural cross, because we reversed it on the beginning. So now once you're there, soften the eyes and drop the hands to the earth outside of the hips. Lift the heart, drop the shoulders. Feel the head, heart, and hips align to receive the wisdom. And now encapsulate your being with that light. Flip the palms. Create that aura around you as those palms reach high to the sky. As you breathe in that love, peace, joy, and hope this holiday season. As the hands soften down, as that light surrounds you and is in you. As you remember it's planted deep in your heart, as you press those thumbs to the heart, as the heart reaches to the thumbs, remembering a little bit more. And now soften the gaze to meet the heart. As you breathe in that peace, love, hope, and joy for this holiday season, to be that light. From my heart to your heart, I wish you guys just a beautiful night. So we'll slowly lift the head, open the eyes, and together say namaste. Thank you, guys. And we have our holiday armadillo. Erin, you were late, so we have our holiday armadillo here from Friends to take us home.
I had to keep looking. I'm like, is that thing real?
No, it's just something they have here. I'm like, how perfect.
That's awesome. That is perfect.